Okay, moment of truth. This is what you all have been waiting on.
This is the story of a woman who found out her mother had been hiding the truth about her identity for 49 years. It all started with a simple DNA test, but what she discovered changed everything. She uncovered family secrets, reconnected with her real father in Brazil, and finally began to understand the pain and confusion she had been carrying her whole life. It's a deep story about finding the truth, dealing with betrayal, and searching for where you truly belongs. Now I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. Let's get right into it.
Part one of how my mom stole my identity for 49 years. So in 2020, I did a DNA with the 23andMe just to see what was in my blood. I didn't think anything would come out of it, so I just did it, took the test, whatever. I got the results 2 weeks later. It told me, okay, fine, moving on. So in 2023 of November, my dad was sick in the hospital, and nobody told me, nobody reached out to me to let me know he was sick. Actually, my mom's brother, we were really close, and my mom told him not to tell me that he was sick. So he didn't. And so he died probably like the next day. And I still didn't know anything. Nobody reached out to me to tell me anything. Nobody called me. I didn't know. So when I found out he was dead, I was very, very hurt because I wanted to go see him and just talk to him and ask him some questions or even give him peace, to tell him that I forgive him because he was never there for me. He had other kids. He was always in their life, but never me. And I just did not understand why. I grew up around his brothers and sisters as my aunties and my uncles, but his mother never treated me good. She was always mean to me. I did not know why, but grandmothers be knowing. And so my whole entire life, I just grew up like not loved by anyone. And I never understood why. And my mom was verbally, physically abusive to me. I used to stare at her because I thought she looked like Diana Ross. She was so beautiful. And she was like, don't look at me, look at the wall. So I would look at the wall and just in fear, of her. So I just never felt accepted. I never felt the connection with him. I never called him dad. But I grew up knowing that that's who my dad was. So when he died in November of 2023, I went back on the 23andMe because at the funeral, his sisters treated me different. They pretty much just act like I wasn't there. If it wasn't for his wife putting me in the obituary, I probably would never even been thought of because they were just not good people to me. And so I went back on there and with my daughter because she's more computer savvy than I am. And it said that I had a message, like a message. And she clicked on it. She was like, Mom, it's saying that you guys are half siblings. So I'm like, oh my God, half siblings. So she so I was raised around my aunties and my uncles and my cousins. Um, I was always around him throughout my life, but never had that connection. I never called him dad. I never really spent time with him. I can recall one time when I was 16, he bought me some school clothes or whatever, but he was still coming over our house to see my mom, but still never having that connection with him. And so I just felt unloved, and so I was looking for love in all the wrong places. I was in abusive relationships, getting dogged out, walked on, stumped on, treated messed up because that's how my mom treated me. And I thought if my mom treats me like this, she got to love me. So if a man treats me like this, then he must love me. So, but anyway, so I messaged him back and I say, hey, I'm just now seeing this. Now, this is in 2023. He messaged me in 2021. I said, hey, I'm just now seeing this and I'm in shock. You're right, I'm in shock. And our dad just passed. So after I told him that, I didn't hear anything else from him for about 2 weeks. So I'm saying to myself, yeah, this is a scam. Somebody's scamming, whatever. And so he messaged me back on my phone because I left my number on the message inbox in 23andMe and told him to reach out if he wanted to connect with me. So he texted me and he said, he texted me December 1st and he goes, hey, I've been busy. I'm sorry I haven't reached out to you, but our dad isn't dead though. Wait, what? Our dad isn't dead? Oh, yeah, you must be crazy because I just went to my dad's funeral and he's dead. So I just was we were texting back and forth. I didn't want to give him too much information about me because, again, I didn't know. I wasn't sure. And my mom was denying it. She never came clean. So he said, our dad lives in Brazil. I'm like, Brazil? Yeah, okay. So I'm just still asking my mom, like, Mom, do you know this man? No, no, no. She getting an attitude though, like, but she like, no, 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 I don't know no Michael, and no, no, no. So I ended up talking to my brother Michael, and we were talking for a minute, and he's like, what's your mom's name? I said, her name is Patricia, and she was born and raised in Augusta, Georgia. That's all I said. So he texted me back later that day and he's telling me to download WhatsApp because I need WhatsApp in order to communicate with my. So now it's getting juicy. I download WhatsApp and we FaceTime. So before I download WhatsApp, he texts me and say, hey, daughter. And I say, hey, dad. Like, I just felt like I can just call him dad. I don't know. Like, the spirit moved me to call him dad. So, hey, dad. And he saw my face and he just immediately started crying and he grabbed his chest. And I mean, he was crying. And I'm sitting on the other end of FaceTime like, okay. Like, I don't know what to really say. I hope this man don't die, have no heart attack. But again, I don't really know if this is still a game or whatever because my mom is denying it and I'm going to believe my mama. So she denying it. So I talked to him and I say, where did you meet my mom? Like, how did that relationship work or whatever? He goes, she used to live on 24th in Normandy. Now, mind you, he's in Brazil. He said she used to live on 24th in Normandy in some apartment buildings with her mom. She was like 19 years old. She came and told me that she was pregnant, but not to worry about it. She'll take care of it. And I never seen her again. So I was like, damn. So I call her. I'm like, Mama, like, do you know him? Like, did you live on 24th in Normandy? Because that's where he said he met you. So she's not saying anything. I'm reaching out to her in text message. She's not saying anything. So now I'm getting mad because, like, girl, why you ain't responding? You respond any other time. So why you not responding now? So I'm getting all angsty and ugh. So I say, yes or no, girl, did you live on 24th in Normandy? Long pause. Why she text back and said yes. Now, how this man in Brazil know anything about 24th and Normandy? Oh my God. So now my heart dropped. I'm like, I said, that's why his sisters was acting funny with me at the funeral. Because I'm not their niece. Like, but girl, but anyway. So I was just like, oh my God. Like, what? It's like, Lord, I have a father that's alive. Uh, He has 7 sons and 2 daughters. I'm the oldest on my mom's side. It's just me, my sister, and my brother. So you mean to tell me I got 7 brothers? Thank you, Jesus. So once she confirmed that she did live on 24th and Normandy, she had me at 20 years old. She still was denying it. She even went as far as to say, well, it was another Patricia that lived down the street. And I'm like, girl, was that my mama then? You sound crazy. So she just kept denying it like, here, I don't know him. I don't know this man. I don't know this man. So that's creating more doubt in my mind. You know, he's calling me every day. I'm starting to build a relationship with him. He's sending me pictures of my brothers, my sisters, him, and like he's a family man. He was into his kid's life. He was there. So now I'm feeling like these different emotions like, damn, you know, I've been through a lot in my life, you know, sexually abused from the age of 5 years old, just mistreated by my mom, physically and verbally abusive. So now it's somebody really like showing interest in me. He's saying that he loves me, something that my mom never told me. And I started feeling some type of way. I don't know, I guess I was overstimulated. I don't know. But it started still creating doubt in my mind. So I said, well, would you be willing to take a DNA test? He said, sure, if it'll give you peace in your mind, but I know you're my daughter. So I'm like, yeah, you telling me this, but my mom is telling me one thing, and I have to believe my mom because, like, I don't know you. So he understood or whatever. But the thing was, they don't have 23andMe in Brazil. So, and he's not coming back to the United States because he has thyroid cancer. His medicine is cheaper out there. He's happy. He's not coming back here. So, okay, that means I have to go to Brazil. So I'm thinking, like, what if I go over there and they kill me, cut up my body, take out my organs? I'm thinking the worst, right? That was that fear. And so I just prayed about it. I just said, God, I've been searching for love my whole life. I've been mistreated my whole life by people who say they love me, God. I need this. I need this to be real, Lord. Show me. Give me a sign. Help me. So I raised the money. So I went this year in April. I raised the money and I take my 19-year-old daughter with me because I want her to meet her grandfather for the first time. And I wanted her to experience this with me. So I took her, still in the back of my mind, thinking that I wouldn't be safe. And so I got the money, I raised the money, and we got our tickets and we went. So I ordered the 23andMe because, again, they didn't have it in Brazil. So I ordered the 23andMe so I can take it out there with me so that he can take the test and we can find out if he's really my dad or not. But he was just saying, if I'm not your dad, which I know I am, but if I'm not, you still have a family in Brazil. You can always come here. I love you like my daughter. And I appreciated that. But at the same time, it's like, I still want to know who my father is. I want to know where I come from. And so we get on the plane and I'm just happy. I'm sharing my story with people. They're happy for me. The flight attendants, they're just being so nice. It was just a great experience. So once we got in Salvador, my stomach started turning. I just felt like I had to boo-boo all of a sudden. Just these butterflies going on. Because again, I didn't know what to expect. And so once I saw him in the airport and he saw me and we saw each other, we was just hugging and just crying. It was just so emotional, you guys. It was just so emotional for both of us. And I stayed there for 10 days. He showed me the best time ever. Like the food was so good. The people were so beautiful. I was just like infatuated with Brazil. I did get sick. I got sick on the third day that I was there. I had to go to the hospital. I didn't have to pay for anything. Like they gave me my prescription for free. The people, once they found that I was from the United States of America, they just was happy, hugging me. People that I didn't even know. Well, when I tell you guys, I felt so much love. I was loved on. I mean, it was beautiful and it was also overwhelming because again, I was raised to be tough and hard and just not show emotion and just I felt so good there. And so we stayed for 10 days. The last day, that's when he put the saliva into the container for the 23andMe and I brought it back. He was just saying, I know you're my daughter. You can always come here. We love you. You have a home here. Um, I just, I felt it. So I left, we came back. I immediately sent the 23andMe back in, but it took like 2 weeks to get the results. So again, I'm nervous again. I'm just thinking like, dang, what if this is not my father? Then I have to find out who my father really is, Lord. I prayed on, I kept praying on it, praying on it. And then I got the results in the email text. Y'all, so scared to open it. I don't know why. I was just nervous. So in the process of me waiting for the results to come back, I told you guys it was going to take about 2 to 3 weeks. So while I'm waiting, one day I received a text from my mom about 5 o'clock in the morning, and it said such and such is probably her dad, LMAO, with a bunch of laughing emojis. So I was kind of confused, and I was like, who's she talking about? So I texted her. I said, who you talking about, me? She texts back. She said, no, I know who your father is. I'm talking about her. And that's when I instantly knew that she thought she was talking to my sister. So I was like, dang, like, I just really wanted to cry. I wanted to cuss her out because I had experienced so much abuse, sexual abuse from fake cousins that's really not my cousins, uncles, whatever. And for her to be on the phone with my sister laughing about it like it was a game, it was just really, really hurtful. And I wanted to go in on her and just cuss her out, but I had to pray and I had to ask God to give me the words, because that still is my mother. And I had to tell myself, hurt people. But that really hurt me for her to think that that was something funny, and I experienced all this abuse throughout my life because these people knew that I wasn't their kin, and it lowered my self-esteem. It just really made me feel low. And so I had to pray and ask God to give me the words to not really cuss her out. And so I just said, you know what, mama? I said, you must be really miserable to be on the phone with your daughter talking about your other daughter, about who her father is, like it's a joke. Like, that really hurt me. So I chose to end the relationship with my mom. And I still do. I love her with all my heart. I know she been through things, but you don't do nobody like that. Like my oldest daughter, her father was on crack, cracked out. When I tell you cracked out, cracked out. And guess what? That's still your daddy. You not going over there. You not going around him till he gets his life together. But that's still your daddy at the end of the day. That is your father. And for her to sit up and be on the phone thinking she's on the phone with my sister talking about me like that, that really hurt me. So I just always felt like I didn't belong anywhere. I didn't belong with my sister's side of the family. I didn't belong with the fake dad side of the family. Her side of the family, all my uncles and aunties, most of them was on drugs. And so I just was like a little girl lost. And that's why I was running to all these abusive relationships, getting mistreated by people because, okay, moment of truth. This is what you all have been waiting on. So I received the notification, and I was really scared to open it because I was just like, oh my God, like, what if he's not my father? What if I have to start looking again? It was just not, it was not good. So I clicked on it. Let me see, DNA relatives. And I open up the app, and this is what it says. Wow. It even knew his location. See at the top part, it says Brazil. You see that? Father. Mm, mm, mm. That lady was going to take this to her grave. And I did the 23andMe in 2020. I didn't go back on there until 2023 when my father passed. I don't know why I keep saying father, but I went back on there in 2023. The brother left me a message in 2021, but I didn't see it until 2023 when I went back on there. So again, she was going to now start, everything is starting to make sense in my head. Like, that's probably why she told my uncle not to tell me that he was sick and in the hospital, because he probably was going to tell me on his deathbed, like, I'm not your daddy. And then I'm thinking about all the abuse that I experienced. Not trying to like play the victim, but I'm putting myself into her shoes, and now I see why she treated me the way she did is because she must have saw him in me as a child, or she must have knew what she did and she just couldn't stand to see me, so she just would beat me for no reason. And now it's starting to make sense. And I just was like, damn, this is my father. He live in Brazil. Now it's just everything is starting to make sense.
E aí, Mira, é bom? Delícia! Não like a cara de...
Deixa eu morder pra você, Bê. Muito bom!
And that's just the beginning of this incredible journey. Life has a way of surprising us, even when the truth is hard to face. If this story made you think about your own journey, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories like this. I thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Stay blessed.